It's weird, man. It's weird. I'm not used to it. It's a little different. Yeah, it's a little different. That's what I was saying. I'm always used to coming to practice, and we got our little cameras there, but that's about it. So it's a little different.
Speak to how much as a team you guys have grown and where you guys are at a few years ago. People were talking about not enough
Right,
national coverage.
right,
Now
right, right, right,
featuring you for an entire day.
right. I mean, I think that's what kind of like the whole country kind of wants. Like just being able to be respected or whatnot, and or whatever the case might be. But I think like at the end of the day, it just shows that we're doing good, we're winning. I think that's what the most important thing, and I think that's how we gain respect. It's about winning and going as far as we can.
How, I mean, obviously the team's getting more attention, but also you are getting way more
Right.
attention than you would have at other times. How has that affected your day to day?
I mean, it's cool, I guess. I didn't know. I don't know how much attention. To be honest, I don't. But
Does it feel different?
no, for me, I mean, I come in, I do my work like I always do, and I do the things that I always do, and it's the same for me. I don't know. I guess people kind of catching on. I mean, I don't know. I guess right, bright lights, cameras, and stuff. I get to talk a little bit more. But for this, it's the same thing for me. Just doing the same thing I do, and people are just catching on, I guess.
Are you surprised that opponents aren't kind of sitting, waiting for the spin move? I mean, at this point.
I mean, it's hard to sit. It's like, hey, you do what you got to do, man. I'm playing off like whatever I feel like the difference gives me, and I always feel like I have an advantage, and I'm gonna use it every time, even if it's the same move. If I feel like I can get to it, I'm gonna get to it.
With the spin, is it instinct that you go up and you just feel like a defender's playing you
Right,
some way,
right.
or is it like you
Right.
premeditate it?
I think my thing is like my first step is pretty quick. Like I think it's hard to recover from my first step, and that's why the spin is like, I can always spin because I'm habitual with that first step.
So the defender's off.
It's like off balance, and it's hard to recover. I mean, you can predict it sometimes, but I mean, it doesn't mean you can stop it.
Well, then you cover so much ground on the spin, right?
Right.
Because you're moving them in one direction. And
Uh huh.
create that spin.
Yeah, and then thanks to the soccer skills, my feet are kind of a little bit quicker, I guess. But so yeah, like it's just a combination of all that. I feel like, I just use what the difference gives me, and every time I feel like I have an advantage, and if you're off balance, and I feel like I can get to it, I'm gonna get to it.
This is the first time you guys will see them since the big trade. Are you curious to see what they'll look like?
Who?
Since you traded for Jimmy?
Okay. Yeah. I mean, obviously, it's the first time. They're a different team with him out there, and I mean, he's the type of player he is, and the things that he's able to do on the floor, both hands on the floor. So it's definitely a great addition for them, and it'll be a different matchup for us, and we're kind of excited to get to that, and see how we match up against them, with the new little tweak that they had.
Between them today, them tomorrow, and you've got Milwaukee on Sunday, obviously, some teams at the top of the East.
Right.
Is it too early to kind of think about the playoffs and
Right.
potential matchups down the road and
Right.
how stuff might play out, or is that something you don't really think about in games like
For
this?
us, man, it's just like you said. I mean, I think I saw I saw Kyle interview where he was talking about, what game is this? Is this game 20 or whatever? I thought it was funny, but like it's the truth, right? Like we just got to continue to get better, man. Like we know we got to treat every game like it's important. Obviously, when big competition is always fun, and we got to treat every game the same. We got to go out there, try to get better, and and make sure that we click when it matters the most, I guess you could say.
Besides having the Mandela thing tonight, you're part of that.
Right.
The stuff that Masai has done for basketball in Africa and where basketball in Africa is going, how do you look at it?
Man, it's awesome. I think the things that he's able to do, man. When you look at him during the summer, like you can never find him. He's always everywhere doing things and helping out, and I think just bringing awareness to the game, for us. I think I didn't know about the game until I was like 6. I mean, I knew about it, but I didn't have an opportunity to play until I was like 16, 17. So it's like the more kids we can get just to have an opportunity to play and discover the game early, I think the better for the continent. And I think Masai is doing a terrific job of that. And and I think it's our job now, being at this position, to go out there and do the best that we can to impact our kids in Africa and just make the game grow. Right.
there's 10 Joel Embiids walking around the
Right.
continent somewhere, right? There's more Pascal Siakams out there.
I don't. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
But like from your experience, like there are a lot of guys who like never who didn't get the opportunity.
Right, right. Yeah, and I think that's you know that's something that he takes pride on, just making sure that we get those opportunities. And I think it's our job, you know, guys like Luke, Joel, and you know, for us too, like to do the same thing. And Luke did it for us, and, you know, it's our job now to do it for other kids and make sure that we make the game grow. And there's, like you said, a lot of talent that just, you know, they just don't know it, and some of them, you know, don't get an opportunity to show it.
Will that be difficult against Philadelphia? Because they seem to be really good.
They're really good. They're really good. You know, they're playing well. Jimmy's helped a lot, but Joel's playing like an all-star. Ben's been doing what he's been doing, triple doubles, and being able to affect the game. And JJ's doing the shooting. And I think the TJ McConnell thing has been really effective for them, playing with that high energy. People take the hard play and the high energy for granted, but him doing that really helps their team, and they got some good, other players around them, and they're well coached.
As many things as Embiid does, is the biggest problem just like when he does the most simple stuff, gets down on the block and punches the boards.
I think everything he does is powerful, and when he does it at a rate that he does it at, it's hard to, you know, say, oh, we can stop him. He's just a guy that you got to keep a body on and be physical with him. He's just really good. He's in that conversation of MVP type player. So I think he's averaging like almost 28 or whatever he's averaging in 12. He's so good. But, you know, it's a good challenge for our bigs tomorrow. It's a good challenge for our team tomorrow.
Rebounding was a big issue yesterday. A lot of the offensive boards that they got were long rebounds off of long shots. What can you guys do? Does it come down to boxing out in those situations, or how do you guys adjust on that?
Yeah, I think we just gotta focus on it a little bit more. I think we can't just think we're gonna out jump people or we're gonna just do this or that. We gotta really focus on, you know, going to box out and going to get the ball and rebound the ball.
Is that just instincts on the long rebounds or positioning?
I think it's just working on it and seeing it and doing the things, you know, making sure you go get the ball. You know, some people just are good rebounders by nature. Some people got to kind of focus on it. I think we got to do a little bit of both. You know, Kawhi's a great rebounder by nature. JV got to box out a little bit more. Serge got to box out. You know, you're playing against bigger guys, faster guys. You got to be able to understand what they're doing and put a body on them so they can't get running starts and rebound the ball.
You said the other day about the Golden State game, it was like game 23 of 82. Is it any different playing a team in the East? Is it about the same? Is it like seeing where you guys are? Is it all the same?
It's a good challenge for us in the regular season. It's a good game to be a regular season game. It's going to be fun. Like all the games that I play, they're all fun.
Is this the first time you've seen this since the trip?
Yeah, yeah.
Are you curious from that standpoint?
No,
Kind of how they match up and what they look like?
I'm more curious for us to see how we match. You know, just to see. Yeah, it's gonna be fun, man. It's gonna be. You know, do they start a traditional point guard? I mean, Ben. I don't know. Honestly, I've watched a few games, but it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be different. It's gonna be interesting, but it's gonna be a fun game. You know, but like I said, it's a regular season game. Good game to watch on TV, and great game to play in for me.
What have you liked about how kind of the building has gone in terms of putting this together?
What do you mean with
In
us?
terms of you guys and kind of the progress and just figuring out who you are. What have you liked about it?
There's been some ups and downs. It seemed like it's been a lot of ups because we were winning a lot, but it's the process is figuring out what we're going to do here and there and how we do this and playing games with, you know, different lineups and, you know, early on with Kawhi missing the back-to-backs, how we were adjusting, and then with him playing. It's just been fun with JV and Serge flip-flopping. Just been the process is a long process, a long journey. So it's just you got to take it every day and stay level-headed and go about your business.
Camouflaging the ups and downs seems like a good thing, right?
I mean, yeah, but you got to still discuss them. You still got to see the flaws that you have because it's a long term. You can't just be, oh, this is that. But the flaws that you see, they're fixable. Just so it's always, hey, man, we fixed this. Imagine how much better we could be. So it's a good thing, but you still got to work on everything and still lock in on everything.
Sorry, go ahead.
How do you feel about all the ESPN hoopla?
You know, whatever.
They said there was a pep in the step guys today. They seem to be in a good.
Huh?
Guys seem to be in a good place today.
Oh, huh? It's another day, man. It's another day in the La La Land, for real, for real. It's a great day to be in the life where we live.
You've been here a long time, and you've seen at times teams struggle to get the national attention, coverage that you guys deserve. Is this a cool thing in the sense that people are...
What is this? It's a TV game. It's a good...
A whole day of
That's what they've done it before to other teams, so it's just a day of we play on TV. We just played on TV last week, so I mean it's a good. Hey, listen, I love playing on national TV. We play on TV every game, so hey, this is awesome. Just a different people, different states get to see us a little bit more, and the families and friends of other players get to see us on TV, but we still got to go play. We still got to go hoop, and that's what it is. It's a very fun game to be in. You got ESPN, and it's cool, but it's a regular season game. Good challenge for us, and we'll go out there and hoop.
It's a really small endorsement, right? Like, 'cause they don't put every team. They don't do that for every team.
I mean,
For some, but
hey, we've been good before and not been on TV, so it's whatever. Honestly, it is whatever. I mean, listen, we appreciate it, but we got to go play basketball. We can't worry about we're on TV. We got to go play because we got to go win the game.
Hoopla and access and all this stuff.
It's okay. Gives the guys a little pep in their step. Get out there and practice a little bit, so it's okay. I don't know about that, but they were enjoyable to be around today, considering it was a loss last night. Well, tell you what, I kind of come out of that thinking, give Denver a lot of credit. First of all, they played great. And it took a lot to beat us, right? I think it took a lot to beat us last night. We didn't give our best focused effort in the first half. Second half, I thought we played our guts out. Shot the ball really poorly. I thought we took pretty good shots, but we could have executed a little bit better to get better shots. Maybe not great, but really good. From pretty good to really good. And for some reason, the ball didn't bounce our way very well, and the breaks of the game didn't go our way.
A lot of those offensive rebounds they got were long rebounds off long shots. You've spoken about that earlier this season. What's sort of is there a focus or is there a key to getting those long rebounds, or does it just come down to bounces and position?
No, I mean, you can't sit here and say too many times the ball didn't bounce our way. I'm not sure I'm saying the ball actually bouncing the wrong way is what I mean when I say that. But yeah, no, we got to practice it. We got to practice. Again, I think it's more of a foot race. It's an anticipation of trying to guess what it's coming off long, and when it does, it's throwing it in gear to run it down. It doesn't become blocking out anymore. It becomes who's got the nose for the ball, and we got to improve that in our team a little bit, and we will. We can. We can.
Talent with some guys, right? Like some guys just have that.
Yeah, 100%. I think definitely it's guys that can kind of anticipate next plays are those guys that can anticipate where they see the flight of the ball and they see it going long and they know when it hits there it's going to go there, and they're racing to that point well ahead, or not well ahead, but even like a half a step sooner than anybody else. That's how come they come down with them.
In the four finals between Cleveland and Golden State, Cleveland was almost always getting more offensive rebounds than Golden State, and it was just an advantage they had, and we know how they turned out. So at what point is it a problem versus just something to deal with and get better at?
Well, it's a problem now, right? It's a problem now. I think at halftime we were talking about, I don't know what it was exactly, but I think I can remember 8 points at least in the first half. We gave up, I think, 2 threes and 1 putback on second chance opportunities, right? And again, I keep saying, man, we're making teams miss enough. And why do we want to do, when we've done the job once and could have the ball, why do we want to do it twice? Right? It's twice as much work.
Changed in a way? Like, does the old stuff, like put a body on the guy, inside position, all those sort of, basketball camp stuff?
No, there's still a lot of fundamental stuff to it, right? I think there's still a lot of in the trenches rebounding that's happened. I think there is a change for the long extra accounting for all the long three balls. Yeah.
A big difference in, it's a small sample size, but in the losses, Kyle's numbers, I think he's like 10% from three. Have you seen any patterns? I know a lot of that is playing good teams. Is there anything you can point out why there's been such a huge difference in his shooting, especially in the wins?
I haven't really looked at that yet. I'll take a look at it now that you've pointed it out. I don't really have it. I just think it kind of, he's had some really good games against really good teams too, so it's maybe just the way it falls here and there.
Last night you got one shot, that was the one to try and tie it at the end. Is there something that you did to look for shot?
Yeah, we're working on incorporating him. That was a little bit, that kind of happens sometimes. And we don't really want it to happen, so we're trying to incorporate keeping him aggressive, getting not one or two play calls, but maybe a half a dozen play calls for him that everybody knows he's kind of coming off looking for his first and foremost, again, just to keep him involved. I mean, they were putting two on the ball all the time when he had it, so it was just one of those nights where he's got to make the next read and the play, and we did a decent job of that last night. We could have. It would have looked like we were doing a great job if we would have made 5 of those kick-out threes that were wide open. Went from our guard to our big man to a wide-open guy in the three, and if a couple of those go in, it looks like, oh, man, they're passing and carving them to pieces, and that's just the way it is. We didn't make them, so now we're talking about being inefficient, right?
Pop was talking about that the other day.
Who?
Pop was talking about that the other day, about how just the three-point, like, you look so much better when the three's going down. It's such a factor that it outstrips kind of almost everything else you do.
Well, I think the biggest thing, and this is what I tried to talk to our guys at halftime about is it energizes your players and your team and your crowd and your bench and your media guys when the shots are going in. Right? I mean, everybody feels better, right? And I think for us, we got to watch that when we go through a dry patch that we don't let it de-energize our defense. And I thought we were living in those missed threes not going in a little too much last night. And it's hard, man. It's hard to do. And I think that we shrugged it off pretty good at the half. And, we realized we weren't shooting very well. And because of that, we were not defending very well. And we came out in the second half and started defending pretty well.
Joel Embiid.
We're about as big as they come, right? Obviously, the size, the skill. And when he's playing with some focus that he's playing with now, he's really tough. I mean, he wants it in tough situations. He wants it down the stretch. He scores in, he scores out. They run into game plays for him. He's big time when he's focused the way he is now.
Sort of that test of the offense against, they have Butler as well to Embiid and what they can do defensively.
Yeah, I think they're a little bit like us in the fact that they're building their defense still. And I think obviously Butler's new, so they'll still have a little more foundation to lay. But obviously, Jimmy Butler's one of the best wing defenders in the league, and some of that'll rub off, I'm sure, on some of the other guys. And I know that's a big focus, and I know they're playing good defense right now. So it's good. I think it's two really similar teams tomorrow in similar situations, both kind of playing good. Winning a lot of games, high aspirations, good players.
Do you think they're better? Like, in what way because they're better?
I think, yes, they're definitely better. And I think he gives them just a little bit higher level of swag. Right? They strut around a little bit more like they expect to beat you. And if they have any problems, they throw him the ball and he makes the basket for them. Right? Or they have a matchup they can't guard, he goes and guards them for them. That's what great players do. We got one of those guys. Right? We got one of those guys, and I think it helps our just make up and feel.
Danny was talking about how
Got several of those guys actually.
Danny was talking about how you guys can't get too focused on the fact that even with the loss the other night, you got the best record in the NBA and the wins have come because of how you're still building so much
Yeah.
at this stage. Is that something you're kind of cognizant of every day? Is that it's like shots going in, right? Like you can get wins and not play that well and not.
Like the other night in Cleveland, we didn't make any shots either, but we played good defense. Yeah, the trick and the hardest thing to do is to continue to coach them hard during a long winning streak, right? The trick is to continue to play team basketball during a long winning streak. Move the ball, make the extra pass, talk on defense, give it up for your teammates, right? And that's the trick when you're up by 25, or that's a trick when you're won 6 or 7 in a row.
Right? Expectations all the time, right?
Well, it's just I think you're always battling human nature of, we'll be all right, right? Instead of we better do this better, or we're not going to be all right, right? So that's what we're battling, and again, it's only a loss to me last night if we don't learn from it, and I know we've already learned from it. Looking at our film session and our meeting this morning and our practice today, those guys they're learning from it.
You just need ESPN in here every day, right?
Well, yeah, I still think the film in the meeting where they weren't was spirited and on target, right? And that shows me that, I mean, we know, listen, this is a great group of dudes that cares, and they care about winning, and they'll work, and they know what the objectives are, and they do it every night. Nobody can do it every night. Nobody can do it at every possession, but our goal is to keep learning and keep getting better, keep staying together, keep playing tough, and we'll keep getting better.
Fred had that rap on again last night. Maybe he's had it consistently. I don't know.
He's had it since Game 12 of last year.
Do you have any sense of how he's trending?
I think it's just a thing that he does to stay warm, right, and get his body warm. And he does it quite a bit. It's kind of part of his thing. But health-wise, he's getting better. He's getting better. Yep. He's almost there, I think.